not the easiest to speak in the afternoon, but grateful for the lively and very interesting session that we had now. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much, Business World. It's a very special day today. I wanted to share with all of you. Today, Executive Access completes 30 years in the search business. So I was in two minds now whether to request Bilkis to change my schedule or not. Fortunately, she put on the afternoon, so had a morning celebrations, and now here with all of you to celebrate the journey. I first of all want to use this forum to actually thank my entire staff and their families, the clients, and the 2,965 candidates that we have placed in various organizations in the 30 years. So, thank you everyone. The subject that I've chosen is CHRO and HR 2030. The objective is to just give you a little insight as to how I feel the HR space will change in the 5 years. They say forewarned is forearmed. I'm not a soothsayer, spent 30 years here, but I share my thoughts and use this forum to sort of equip you to face a world which will be much different, and much will change in the 5 years from now than has changed in the 25 years before. You're going to be encountering an age and time where you will think back and say, goodness gracious, did people really work this way? Speed of change, the quantum of change, the magnitude of change will be very different. So first of all, friends, the first skill that you need to acquire and keep working on it is ability to change yourself. As Darwin said, the principle is it is not the most permanent species that actually prevails, but it is the one that is more adaptable to change. And that is what we have to be prepared for. Organizations will change, the mindsets of people will change, the way we work will change. COVID took us to a hybrid world. There was post that a reaction against it, with there being a lot of demand for workforce to come back to office. But trust me, as I see it, 5 years from now, hardly 20 to 25% of the workforce will work in offices. Hybrid working will be the room of the day. People will be working on the move. They are moving from one city to another. They're connected with the devices. They're being tracked, and their productivity and what they're doing is there. But talent will have the space to work where they want, how they want, but with the caveat, deliver what the organization wants. So things will be very different for the HR. Getting people together to strike a rapport, to have an emotional connect, to be able to relate to them on a person-to-person basis will get that much more difficult. What is more, your colleagues will be 25-30% robots, rest will be humans, and there will be challenges of interplay between that. Subjectivity, which today governs promotions, your future, will be out of the window. Hours and months that you spend today on performance management will go away. Performance of an individual at any level will be available with the click of the button. The rating of an individual will be available real time. The learning parts will be available real time. So it will be appraisal on the go, and so the throes of managing performance and the yearly increment appraisal cycles, which take so much of your time, will go out of the window. Technology will enable everything to happen on a real-time basis. And what is more, the job of CHRO will change. Today you sit in judgment. Tomorrow the machine will tell you. Facts and chat GPT AI will tell you, this person's learning lead is XYZ. My recommendation is XYZ to be done. And to the employee, it will come across, to get to the next level, you need to equip yourself with 1, 2, 3 skills. And if you are able to demonstrate this, you will have a promotion. In a word, there will be no room for subjectivity. It will be everything on the job. What is more, the CHRO's job, which today is managing people, will be tomorrow managing change through people. Organizations will need to reinvent themselves in a hurry to survive, because more organizations are likely to become extinct in the 5 years from now than have become in the last 20 years. So survival will not be easy, because competition will be 10 times stiffer than what it is today. But how do you navigate? So in one word which will be goodwill for a CHRO will be, CHROs tomorrow will be possibly most powerful person in the organization. The dependence of the CEO on the CHRO will actually increase 5x from what it is today. Managing business, managing people, the closest confidant of that will be the CHRO. The nomenclature may change. The CHROs may become the Chief Transformation Officer or the Chief Conscience Officer, whatever you will have different words. But there is no doubt that the most powerful person in the organization, even more powerful than the CEO, will be what today we call the CHRO. Our panelist was speaking about 50% of CHROs becoming CE. That has been my wish list, sir. And as I see it, in the 5 years, at least 5x more CHROs will become CE. And that is because they will be managing two things. They will be managing people, which is the most critical part of it, whether it is the hiring or whether it is productivity. But they will also be looking at business. It is said by McKinsey in one of the research that they've recently done that 30% of key business decisions today that a CEO takes in 5 years from now will be available with the click of button on the technology. Whether any investment has to be done on this firm, whether an acquisition has to be done on that firm, whether it makes sense to enter this market. You will feed in the data. The technology will tell the CEO, good idea, not so good idea. This is the risk, this is where. So the world that we are going to be seeing is going to be very, very different. And I think as CHROs, all of us have an opportunity which is mind-boggling. It is up to us how we actually capitalize on it. It is up to us how we leverage it. But CHRO will not be a function. CHRO will be business. Every decision of yours will be our ROI. What is the return on investment? If you hired five people, what is the return? What has it done to the bottom line? If the story is good, you are a good. If it is not, you need to relearn. If you want to train people, this is the cost. How much of it will translate into business and productivity? That is for you to calculate. That is for you to deliver. So every action of yours will be under a microscope. There will be very little chance for you to take an X or Y or Z as a possibility. But the good news is that the job will become far more meaningful. The job will become far more powerful. The job will become actually revered. And the key to any business will be the quality of the CHRO. And they will command a premium like no other function before, because the root of anything that CEO does or the business does will rest on people. How do you raise productivity? How do you get people to perform more on real time? How do we keep the focus of the people on the right activity? And half of your routine functions, which are today monotonous, and that you take a lot of your time in handling, will go across. Appraisal, seamless. Conflict resolution, easy. You put your data in and you put the other side. Two sides are disagree. And you have to traverse and say which side to take. You will click in the data and say, this is what this person says, this is what it said. Bang, in within seconds will be a report saying that this is what has to be done or this is not what it is to be done. So we are heading for a very, very exciting time. And my wish and desire always has been that we get more and more CHROs as CEOs, because I honestly feel that they do a very difficult job. They are the conscious keeper of an organization, and they are the lifeline. Anything else can work. If you want to know how good an organization is, find out how good the CHRO is. And believe me, that really, really counts. So hats off to all of you for a great, great job that you all do. But be prepared. The expectation from you will increase 5x. On your hands will be the lifeline of our organization. On your hands will be the lifeline of various careers that you make and unmake. And on yours will depend the business in the future. So I see my time is up. It has flown, but it's wonderful to have this opportunity to share my thoughts. I don't know whether they make any sense to you. If they do, keep it in mind. If they don't, pick up a phone or write a mail to me and say I disagree, and this is the reason, because we all learn from one another. And when I see so much of talent around here and which I've been listening, I know there's a lot that you can teach and a lot where you can make a difference. God bless you all, and thank you very much, Business World, for the opportunity. Thank you.